Happy Sunday morning, everybody. It is Sunday, September the 21st, 2025. Tomorrow's the first day of fall. I'm loving the temperatures now. I hope you are too. I do want to say special good morning. Verna Stockton, good morning to you. You're so good to watch the program, as everybody that I always comment to. Doris Wallace, good morning to you. Also, Skip and Bunny Cotton, good morning. And I do want to say special good morning to Chris and Carissa Bradford. If y'all would, everybody, please keep them in your prayers this week. Carissa's facing a big surgery coming up on Wednesday, and she really needs our prayers. Have a fantastic program lined up for today. Lots of fun, as you can tell. I've got it all from memory, let's hope, because I have no music up here today. And one other quick announcement just while everybody's getting tuned in. October the 26th at 6 p.m. I will be at Valdez, First United Methodist Church in Valdez, North Carolina, which is exit 112, 113 off of Interstate 40. And we will be doing a hymn sing there. I've done this the last few years with them. And we always have a lot of fun. We'll sing several congregationals, then I'll play a few, then we'll sing a few more, then I'll play a few, and we just have a fantastic time. So if you're in the area, I would be glad to have you come out that night. It is open to the public. It's not just for First Methodist there. All right, so this week I wanted upbeat stuff because we've all had a lot of weight on us lately. So let's just take a morning to lift those burdens off and just enjoy the music. Start off with a couple this morning that you probably learned as children, and these should definitely bring back some great memories. Happiness is the Lord. Next up, and I'm sure you remember this one, and the way that we used to sing it, it's called I've Got the Joy, Joy, Joy. And then we'd always say, where? And then we sing out, down in my heart. So we always yelled out, where? Down in my heart. Enjoy. In my mind, I could hear many of you hollering out in your living rooms or wherever you're at this morning, maybe in the bathroom getting your hair fixed. And you holler out, where? Down in my heart. Okay, next. I know I played a version of this one last week, but since we're doing all upbeat, we'll do another version today. He keeps me singing. Next up, showers of blessings. It's been a little dry around here lately. Finally, they're calling for some rain almost all this week. We can certainly use that. But more than the rain on the outside, we need the showers of the Lord on the inside our hearts, to strengthen us and give us the blessings and the help and encouragement that we need each and every day. Showers of blessings. Next, looking for a city. I remember I used to play this one as duets with my mother and sometimes my brother, and miss those times. Maybe we can get together again sometime and just have some fun playing together. Looking for a city. faster than that. Feeling fine. And I hope you're feeling fine by this point this morning. If not, here we go. Very hard also at that speed. All right, next up, I'm going to slow it down just a little bit and take you on a little train ride. We're going to do Life's Railway to Heaven and see if you don't hear that train taking off from the station and then as it pulls back in. All right, next up, Keep on the Firing Line. We are in a battle. We are in a battle against Satan and his forces. And as I said last week, I've read the end of the book, and I know that we win. We are winners as long as we keep our faith and our trust in Jesus Christ. Next up, it's a grand and a glorious feeling. Next, and I know, Dad, this is one of your favorite songs. I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Now let's pick definitely an old-time favorite out of the Redback hymnal. I know it well, page 6. I want to know more about my Lord. Next, another one about our spiritual battle, and it's I'm on the battlefield for my Lord. I remember this one well from several years ago when I was at Bethlehem Church of God. Joe Scott, you and I used to do the verses on this one, then the choir helped us out. So I'm on the battlefield for my Lord. something very different. And Keith Lloyd, you had challenged me to do Majesty with a cha-cha beat. So let's see how this goes. Suzette's liked it already. She's heard it earlier. By the way, it's only 5 more weeks until Suzette is getting married. She'll be leaving our program, and so that spot's still available if anybody feels led to start coming out really early on a Sunday morning to help me out. But if not, it's okay. Next, when the roll is called up yonder. Actually doing really good on time today. I've got 3 more that we're going to do. The next 2 are together, and it's "Oh Happy Day," and "Everybody Will Be Happy Over There." And I'm going to play "Everybody Will Be Happy Over There" in a few different styles. So if you like a lot of different styles, I think you'll find one that you like in this one. liked that one. So let's conclude today's program while I catch my breath with When We All Get to Heaven. Now, if you didn't hear your request this week, just hang on and hopefully I will get those in next week because I got more than I could get in today. And I do thank each and every one of you that send in requests each week because that's what makes this program, your requests, and then I give them back to you. All right, so I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Be sure and get out and go to church this morning, and hopefully you will have a song in your heart and a smile on your face as you enter into his house with singing, his courts with praise. Be sure and share the program so together we spread the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world. All right, have a fantastic week. Love you guys. Bye.